Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dwayne Kimball, United States Army veteran and retired VA rating specialist. In today's video, I'm going to be answering the question, can a private physician, whether it be a medical doctor, psychiatrist, psychologist, nurse practitioner, physician assistant, complete a C&P exam, DBQ, disability benefit questionnaire, by video, also known as telehealth and Tele-mental. Make sure you stick around. You definitely don't want to miss this one. Okay, everyone. So the big question is, can private examiners complete DBQs, disability benefit questionnaires, by video? Telehealth, Tele-mental. All right? And the answer is simply yes. But I've been hearing from a lot of veterans, hey, Dwayne, I got denied, went to a high-level review, I had a DBQ, my examiner did it by telehealth, Tele-mental, and they were saying that that can't happen. And I'm like, what? So again, as I always state, you have to be educated on this system. You have to be able to speak the VA claim language. This is what my videos do, okay? So as you know, I got some slides for you. And this is something I talked about before and some slides, but a lot of veterans are still missing it. So I'm gonna kind of explain it a different way, okay? Let's go ahead and get into it. Slide number one. Here's slide number one. This is the M21 manual reference, Tele-C&P and Tele-mental health examinations, okay? First paragraph, compensation and pension, Tele-C&P, disability evaluations can provide accurate and fully descriptive face-to-face evaluations for VBA rating purposes through use of telehealth video technologies. Now, if a VA employee tells you that a mental exam for your examiner completing a DBQ has to be done in person, that is incorrect. Make sure you write this M21 manual reference down, because if they do, now you know that they didn't go out and look at their own guidance that they're supposed to follow. All right? Now, this is not the entire M21 manual reference, okay? It's just partial, so you know the name and the number, go out and review it, okay? And it says important, when reviewing DBQs or medical examination reports prepared by private, meaning private examiners can complete these, non-VA providers be a means of telehealth, Tele-mental health for the purposes of determining adequacy for rating purpose. A judge prudent judgment by, it says apply this, considering the credibility and probative value. In another video I talked about probative value. I'm not going to get into it because I got an upcoming video on it, okay? Associated with variables disclosed in the DBQ report to include the clinician's knowledge of the claimant's relevant history, length of time the clinician has treated the veteran, and extent to which medical records and or other records were reviewed and considered. Now, let's go through these three bullet comments right quick, okay? And this is something that I've seen recently opposed to years ago, where when I first started rating on when DBQs came out, there wasn't a lot of weight given to this. Now it is, okay? So let's look at this first bullet comment. Clinician's knowledge of the claimant's relevant history. I'm about to drop some huge nuggets. There used to be where you could just go out, one visit, DBQ, and that's it. Now it may not be a bad idea to see that examiner 2 or 3 times before they complete their DBQ, so they can honestly say, hey, they're treating you. So let's just say the examiner says, I need 4 visits. They can be done by video. On the last visit, I'm going to complete your DBQ, okay? Use this information to your advantage. Length of time the clinician has treated the veteran. Now, my private physicians that completed my DBQs, they had been treating me for a few years, okay? So that wasn't an issue. If you can get your private examiner to do that, man, that's going to be awesome, okay? Now, the last one, extent to which medical records and or other records were reviewed and considered. Now, There's another M21 reference I talked about before. I'm not going to get into it today, where it says certain exams, the private examiner does not have to review your claims folder or, your claims folder. You know what? I'd rather you have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And what I mean by that is have that examiner review any medical information that is in your claims folder, okay? Because most VA employees are not going to look at that. They're going to say, oh, our doctor's supposed to review it and yours are too, and not necessarily in all cases. So that's what I mean by I'd rather for you to have it and not need it than need it and not have it, okay? Moving right along, slide number 2. Here in slide number 2, talks about the importance of claims folder review. In order to provide an adequate basis of the findings and conclusions of an examination, the examiner needs access to that history, okay? Now, this 38 CFR, they don't say private or VA examiner, okay? So that's why I say make sure, I want you to stay ready so you don't have to get ready by having this information already reviewed and maybe you don't need it opposed to needing it and not having it. It's just that simple, okay? Now, again, I think this is a very controversial topic that's been going on and veterans have been battling not with the VA as a whole, but certain VA employees that are refusing to use or find a way to discredit veterans' private DBQs that they had completed by their private examiner, not private DBQs, I'm sorry, public DBQs that they had their private examiner to complete for them, okay? So you may have to go that extra mile. I know veterans are gonna say, we shouldn't have to, why do we have to do this or why do we have to do that? Hey, I'm the same way when I file my taxes, okay? I served, I'm a veteran, I wore the uniform, why do I have to go through all this stuff when I file my taxes? You have to do it. It's just a part of life. The veterans that do it, they see a huge level of success because they're educated and they're able to speak the VA claim language. Now, at the end of the day, if a VA employee tells you you cannot have a public DBQ from their website completed by a private examiner, by video conferencing, telehealth, Tele-mental, they are incorrect. Make sure you write down this information, these numbers to the M21 manual reference, these 38 CFRs that I'm sharing. So if you go to a high-level review, now you're able to argue fact or law, okay? So with that being said, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and don't forget to share this video with your fellow veterans. Thank you.